Shoe on Head is one of the best content creators on this platform for anything involving what's going on in the world, due to the fact that I know they can't be bought because they have like millions and millions of dollars and they could retire. And now they're kind of at a point where they can just make what they want. And I like knowing that the person I'm getting my information from's information isn't skewed at all because they don't need a bag. That's why I like listening to multimillionaires with what I should do with my money. Is America okay? Honestly, not really. But let's see what's going on with Shoe on Head here. Plus, they're also hilarious.
Hello friends, my name is Shoe on Head and welcome to my new
This is that Boxy girl, right? Is this Boxy's like alt channel? I'm pretty sure, right?
series, The Hell World Report. Some of you may remember my old series that was just called Hell World. If you do, you can qualify for a veterans discount. Congratulations! And if you remember the Gamergate days, well, please come collect your retirement. But yeah, if you have not seen my old—
What the fuck is Gamergate? That sounds so familiar. I know what Pizzagate was. That was the Alex Jones thing. No way you don't remember Gamergate. I need to Google
series,
this.
go check it out. I will—
Shut up. All right, sorry, one second. What is Gamergate? Gamergate was the misogynistic— oh my God, here we go. Gamergate was a misogynistic online harassment campaign primarily ad around 2014 that targeted women in the video game industry like feminists and need— okay, all right. So, okay, all right. Yep, I know. Women have it so hard in the video game industry. I know. Okay, anyways, I wish I forgot that. Jesus Christ. I wish I forgot about this shit. Come the fuck on, bro. Anyways.
Put the link to the playlist down below. I think it's a really interesting time capsule into the years 2020 and 2021, like how crazy it was.
They exposed journalists. They Me Too to the fem slop. Yeah, that makes sense. Man, video games been going downhill ever since, man. I swear to God, now that every character has to be a lesbian, every character has to be trans, every character has to be fucking ugly as shit. You know, like, oh my God. It's just like, come the fuck on, bro. Can we not just have hot dudes and hot women doing cool shit, you know, just fucking and sucking? Like, why do we got to make everything so fucking gross? It's so annoying. I mean, good Lord. Did y'all see the Fable trailer? Like, thank God you don't have to play as that ugly ass bitch anymore. And you can make your own character. But oh my God, every character in the game is fucking disgusting. Like, are we allowed as human beings to be horny anymore? Like, I feel like they're gonna make being horny illegal. And like, there's gonna be like dick police that just double check to make sure that you're not hard. Because if you're hard, it's a fucking crime. I remember when it was okay to be attracted to things. Like, I mean, dude, like Lara Croft was literally like dude, Lara Croft and Tomb Raider literally blew up because Lara Croft had giant triangle tits. And I miss those days. When was the last time a game got popular because the MC was just hot as fuck? Like what, Stellar Blade probably? Stellar Blade, Nier Automata with 2B? Like, how long has it been since we have, bro, this character is so fuckable, you have to play it. You know, there was like, yeah, there was Nier, there was Stellar Blade, there was fucking Samus, you know? Like, dude, like, come on, man, come on.
Back then, and then in retrospect comparing it to how crazy it is now. But this is a shorter, more condensed version of that series. Think of it as a Temu, Jon Stewart, or Stephen Colbert before they morphed into the same flavor of shitlib. You see, I'm better than those late night Jimmies because I don't get my news from mainstream sources like some kind of hack. No. I get them from far more reputable places.
Like Reddit.
Like Instagram Reels and Femboy Groiper69 on Twitter.
Yes, sir, bro. Instagram Reels have awoken me, bro. My algorithm is completely Nick Fuentes build, man. It's the juice!
Rooms and the Epstein files to OnlyFans green cards and kidnapping foreign leaders, from government-funded purple-haired girlfriends to a potential civil war, we have a very packed show for you today. It has been a crazy year. And it is only January. As I am filming this, we are currently having a huge winter storm.
This morning, snow, ice, and frigid—
I remember, God, dude, the winter storm, everybody was saying, guys, it's gonna be negative 48 degrees. Trees are gonna be fucking exploding from how cold it is. If you go outside, you'll die. I got like half an inch of ice, right? And it was like 30 degrees. Like, how, dude, I thought the world was gonna end by how mainstream news was covering the snowstorm. These people were off their rocker, bro. They were off their rocker.
Temperatures sweeping across the nation. 20 states under a state of emergency.
Ah yes, perfect weather to make some poor immigrant deliver me chicken tendies.
Wait, you're in Texas? Wait, was it actually bad? Wait, am I just Texas privileged? It was negative 40 in Canada? It was negative 40 degrees in Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Oh shit. Oh wait, so it was bad. Hey shit, why don't y'all just move? Here's a better question. Why the fuck are you in Canada? Hello? Bro, living in Canada? Fucking Canadian pussy. Move. I know you don't like that country, bro. There's no way you're in Canada and you're like, oh, I love it here. We get free healthcare? Ugh. Dude, the problem with healthcare in Canada is like, yeah, you get it for free, but you got to wait like 7 months before you actually get anything that you actually need. It's really not as good as y'all think, man. It's really not.
It's so cold that Michigan and Minnesota received reports about exploding trees. Leftists said no more ice, and God said...
That's fake, right?
Anyway,
that
in
has to
news
be
that
fake.
should have stayed in 2016. Apparently, there is a new term women have coined called man-keeping. Man-keeping is why women are done with dating.
I've never heard of this.
Researchers at Stanford have finally given a name to something many women have been dealing with for years. It's called man-keeping, and it's helping explain why so many women are stepping away from dating.
This reminds me of that cringe-ass video of Pokemon where she got an engagement ring because she wants to marry herself. What is going on with the women in this world right now? What the fuck is man-keeping?
Altogether. Man-keeping describes the emotional labor women end up doing in heterosexual relationships. It goes beyond remembering birthdays or coordinating social plans. It means being your partner's one-man support system, managing his stress, interpreting his moods, holding his hand through feelings he won't share with anyone else. All of it unpaid, unacknowledged, and often unreciprocated.
Okay, let me just explain something, okay? The average divorce rate of men and women marriage couples is 48%. The average divorce rate of men and men relationships is 27%. The average divorce rate of women and women relationships is 82%. So ladies, maybe the men aren't the problem. Okay? Maybe the men are not the problem. But that's just my opinion. Or sorry, them's just the facts.
I hate this therapy speak people talk with nowadays. Emotional labor? You mean being there for your partner? This is why so many people are just gonna start dating ChatGPT. People thought men were gonna be the ones dating AI. No. They're gonna be the ones with these sex robots. Women are the ones who want the daily affirmation machines. Yes, honey, I love
Oh, bro, you know women are cooked. They are cooked. They are cooked when AI sex robots come out. Straight up. Their ego is going to have to lower. They're going to have to speak a little bit calmer because when men have the ability to just go out and get an AI sex robot, they're gone, buddy. They are gone. Now, I want to make it very clear. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about those women. And you guys know which one I'm talking about. Not to mention, hey, there are some bad guys out there too. But there is so many entitled women, usually ones on the internet, that just think their shit don't stink. You can tell them a mile away, bro. It is ridiculous.
when you talk about all the drama at work. Tell me more about that bitch Veronica. Man-spreading, mansplaining, man-interrupting, man-keeping, manscaping. Speaking of manscaping. Before we dive into the news, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, a sponsor that can help you with your manscaping, Henson Shaving.
Yo, hensonshaving.com/shoe to get your very own razor. Use their code hensonshaving.com/shoe.
All right, let's start with some good news.
Okay.
The median age of home buyers is now 59.
59! Guys, you are going to live in a 200 square foot box for the rest of your life. Oh my God. And here I am, 32, living in a house that's already paid off. And it's my third house that I've done that for. Bro, the world is fucked unless you get lucky as shit. Straight up. That's horrible, man. That's fucking, how do you make it unless you're like a fucking streamer, bro? Dude, even $200,000 a year just is not enough. Like that's fucked.
But that's not all. America's seniors will now see a new $6,000 bonus exemption as part of the Working Families Tax Cut. That's $93 billion in tax cuts for seniors all over the country.
You know what Donald Trump needs to do? And he said that he was going to do this. Donald Trump said he was going to raise tariff prices and get rid of income tax. That is something that I genuinely believe will help America so much. Let's get all of our money from other countries, make them all our bitch, and then let Americans live easier lives. I think that would be amazing. And as a guy who has to pay 44% of my income as tax, I would love that shit, bro.
And by working families tax cut, they mean you, the working family. Giving another billion-dollar wealth transfer to the most oppressed class. Boomers. Why are we giving these geriatric f***s another tax break? Maybe they should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Maybe they should stop buying so much avocado toast.
True.
God forbid we help young families raise the next generation of Americans. No, that would...
The most important job on this earth, there's two of them. Our teachers and our parents. Having good teachers and having good parents and the means to be able to support your children is the most important thing in our country. The youth is the future, and they are not having good enough quality of life to grow into functioning human beings. It's insane. Our school systems are fucking terrible. We're using textbooks from 70 fucking years ago. We are. And I'm sorry, these families that are too fucking poor to support their children, and a lot of times it's not their fault. Like a child is not going to grow into a nice functioning member of society when all they're drinking is fucking Kool-Aid, chicken strips, and rice. You know, it's fucking hard, bro. It's hard.
Be communism. Young people are poor as f nowadays.
Yep.
What are they supposed to do?
Piper Raquel, 18, claims she made $2.9 million in a single day after launching OnlyFans.
No more rights. No more women's rights. I am ready for the Islamic Revolution. Mayor Memdani, please press the Islamification button. I know the go-to joke is always, haha, women, am I right? But I think the real question here is, should men be allowed to have credit cards? This woman didn't magically create millions of dollars with her mind out of thin air. No. Millions of men.
That's a very fair point. And you got to understand, as much as you hate these women that do OnlyFans, you gotta also hate the same people that support them. And don't get me wrong. If you are, or if you were one of these men, that's okay. Because you can change. Every day is a new opportunity to change and become the better version of yourself. So if you're tired of people like this existing, well, then stop supporting them, okay? It's very easy. Don't guilt yourself for who you were. Become the man who you want to be. Don't worry about someone calling you a hypocrite or a grifter, okay? If you were weak and you succumbed to these, don't worry. It's a normal thing. A lot of people did. But you can change. You have the ability to do so, but you have to start today. You do. Or as soon as you can. And find God. Go to church. It helps.
Men made this woman a millionaire overnight. Where's the accountability for that? I'm out here policing the whores. We need some men to be out there policing the simps. We have a simp epidemic. Simps are out of control. Not all of them, though. Mine are cool. They can stay. Also,
see, I like men who simp for 2D anime girls, right? That's just easier because then there's not really anybody. It's a victimless thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, go support your 2D waifus, right? I'd rather you spend $300 on pulling a new gacha game character than spending $300 to get like a VIP video from a fucking OnlyFans or Fansly. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's like a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
so isn't this like the third
Not much, but like it's something. You know, it's something.
OnlyFans 18th birthday announcement, and the woman turns into a millionaire overnight? Someone a little sus about that. But don't worry, thanks to AI, we are entering a new age of goonerism. Honestly, what's the big deal?
I pray AI sexy women put OnlyFans out of business. That would be like, dude, pray to God. Let AI ruin OnlyFans content for the love of God. I would rather send my money to an Indian. I would rather help out like Raj, you know, over one of these other fuckers. Straight up, bro. I think it is so disgusting how many women are growing up in an environment where shame just doesn't exist. Genuinely, shame does not exist. They don't care. And they say, oh, my game plan? Yeah, I'm going to be a professional prostitute the moment I turn 18. What the fuck are we doing? That is a horrible environment to raise women in. It's fucking horrible, bro. Like, let us realize that our bodies are temples. And it should not be promoted to fuck 1,000 dudes in a day. And people are saying yes to Bonnie Blue. What are we doing, bro? Sex is so important to keep sacred because it's an act that you do with someone that you love to show them that they are the only person on earth that you care that deeply enough to do that with them. But now it's like sport. And people are like, oh, dude, I fucked 4 chicks the other day. Or even worse, I got 10 dicks inside of me the other day. It's like, bro, like we're becoming less human. I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I'm too conservative. But like, I wish sex was still a sacred act for more people. But that's just me.
Men are already talking to the guys in India who run the accounts of OnlyFans models.
Yep.
Is this really any different? The internet is slowly but surely just becoming Indian men scamming other Indian men. But don't worry, not every internet waifu is a man using AI. In fact, if you live in the UK, you may get a state-funded, far-right, purple-haired waifu. Introducing Pathways, a point-and-click video game created by the UK government to help prevent online radicalization.
Pathways is an educational visual novel and learning experience created by the UK media company Shoutout UK, with funding from UK government's Prevent program, run by
Indian internet theory. Every hot woman on the internet is actually an Indian in disguise. That makes a lot of sense.
the Home Office. The game is meant to teach the youth about dangers of radicalization and extremism in both real life and online. This is done by putting the players in a role of a character named Charlie, who must navigate 6 different scenarios relating to extremism. In the second scenario, the player is introduced to the character Amelia, a staunch anti-immigration protester depicted as a goth girl with purple hair, a pink dress, and a choker.
And the internet instantly fell in love with her.
Ooh. Who's this?
It's like they made her have short purple hair thinking that that would prevent this from happening. But the
I've never heard
UK
of
failed
this.
to consider the fact that conservatives love art hoes. They act like they don't, they'll deny it, they'll pretend they just want a blonde traditional housewife, but deep down every conservative wants a woman who looks like this, who says the N-word. Government.
I do think it is hot when women are racist. I will. I think there's nothing hotter than women who like support ICE or like women who are okay with our president. You know what I mean? But I feel like once you hit like 30, you kind of grow out of the whole like goth girl thing and you realize, oh, these people are fucking nuts. And like you really do just crave that. I just want a normal black hair, brown hair, blonde hair girl, you know, the hair that they were born with. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like a growth thing that you got to go through.
Funded video games. Incredible. At least our government doesn't do weird shit like that. No, our government is very normal.
What the fuck?
Believe it or not, Mar-a-Lago Furry Party was on my 2026 bingo card. I miss when this weird shit was just done
I don't know what the fuck that was, but I wish I never saw that.
underground. I miss when these parties were secret. Speaking of, the Epstein files were released.
Yes!
Wow. Incredible. The things they are showing us
Amazing.
are eerie enough. I couldn't imagine the things that they're redacting. It is absolutely disgusting that these powerful people are still being protected. We as a country should be extremely concerned about an international child trafficking ring. This is not just something we all move from, and we kidnapped the president of Venezuela.
Breaking just now, Maduro, the president says, has been captured.
Maduro has been captured and flown out of the country.
In total,
Hey, real talk, real talk. Listen, you may not like what America did, but can we talk about how impressive that shit is? You know what I'm saying? Like, they S-ranked that mission. Like, no deaths, no American soldiers injured. Got the president, done. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Like, Iraq took us like 34 years. Let's just be real. We were chilling in Iraq and Afghanistan. We were there for oil, guys. Let's just be 100% about it. Right? That was a manufactured war. Let's all be real. We fucking fucked up Venezuela in like 35 minutes. Like, bro, that's like mission complete, triple S rank. And then you unlock like an additional cosmetic for doing it that well. You know, that's like a platinum trophy. Like, good on them, man.
more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
First pictures of Nicolas Maduro on the
The 2-time, back-to-back, the name.
Iwo Jima that he was being transferred on.
Trump voters voted to fix the economy and to afford homes again. They didn't vote to kidnap communists in the middle of the night. Actually, they probably did vote for that.
They did, and it's based. That shit is so crazy.
The oil companies are going to go in. They're going to spend money. We're going to take back the oil that, frankly, we should have taken back a long time ago.
Hey, I will say, the day after Dr. Disrespect got kidnapped, I saw gas at $2.12 where I'm at, where it's normally $2.70. So I was like, hey, man, maybe it's not so bad of a thing. I'm South America. This changed nothing inside the country. Y'all just removed a guy and did not put a democracy in it. The government did not change at all, and Venezuelans are not going back. Oh, well, I don't know, man. It's still kind of cool, though, huh?
Holy shit. This is the most transparent administration in history. They weren't lying. I don't know if it's the Stockholm Syndrome or what, but it's almost refreshing to hear a leader say, yeah, this is about oil. Like,
it is. I mean, it really is. Everything is about the oil these days.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for just saying it's about oil. Thank you for not pretending it's about saving democracy and just doing imperialism the old-fashioned way. We have such terrible Middle Eastern war fatigue that it was shocking to not hear about how Venezuela is just jealous of our freedoms or some shit. Like, no, it's just for ExxonMobil. Like, okay, carry on.
The US used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose, and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we don't have healthcare, this is why. We have invisible laser beams that can make people bleed out their f***ing eyes.
That's insane.
Apparently, directed energy weapons are real. The Goy beam is real. Deep state pedophiles are real. Havana syndrome is real. Hell, it's almost like being a conspiracy theorist is just another word for being correct to Earth.
Dude, I can't prove it right now, but I bet you America has like a gayification beam, and they've all pointed it at like Britain. Because now everybody in Britain's fucking gay. And it's going to make them slowly go extinct. It's like what Japan did to the United States, right? Like Japan introduced hentai, and now every dude in their 20s is like chronically addicted to like beating off the Tsunade's tits. And now nobody wants to have sex anymore, right? It's like the birth rate's declining. Like I'm telling you, like gayification beams and like the war on porn is like, it's having an effect on us on the earth. It 100% is. I can't prove it, but I know it.
Early. What's next? COVID was fake?
There have been significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize My Carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world. There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility.
My biggest regret in my entire life is getting the COVID vaccine. I have never felt the same since I got it. And I'm telling you, I know the government is one day going to press the activate button where everybody who is too stupid and got the vaccine is going to become like a nuclear bomb. Right? They're going to activate us, and then we're all going to go fight like Australia for their oil or some shit. Right? And the worst thing is if you're in Canada, dude, I shit you not, I was in Canada, I was denied entry into a grocery store because I was not vaccinated. I had no choice. That shit was horrible, bro. Like, I hate how I'm no longer a pure blood. I'm a fucking mudblood vaccine user because Canada fucking forced me. It's bullshit.
Oh, sorry, I just owe many people many apologies.
Yep.
Anyway, Venezuela has no president. Who is going to run Venezuela?
So we are going to run the country.
A few moments later.
Hola, amigos. Yo soy su nuevo presidente, el señor Donaldo J. Trumpo.
Can we maybe just fix our country first? Can we fix our broken infrastructure, our education system? Can we do a little nation building in this nation? Can
I agree.
Get a little regime change in our own country, please? And you know, with modern American nation building comes refugees. So who is gonna take in these Venezuelan refugees? Are we?
I would like to volunteer to be the first person to open a Venezuelan daycare. The Somalians gave me a great idea. So don't worry, guys. I will be taking in hundreds of Venezuelans, so government, make sure to support me.
The hot ones, apparently.
United States increasingly issuing work visas to OnlyFans models based on level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times.
Imagine being an immigrant from like some poor country, working your ass off to get a work visa in the United States, when all you had to do was bend over and show hole. Big booty Latinas to the front, tortas to the back. Anyway, nana boo boo, my president can kidnap your president. We're invincible. We can regime change anyone we want. Who's next? Canada, Greenland, Cuba? Cuba's literacy rates are higher than ours. Maybe they should come liberate our dumbasses. Kids are swiping on books. But it.
Well, I have looked into the literacy issue in America that people often like to quote. However, white literacy in the United States is very high. There are some other races that are very low, but I'm just saying the white literacy rate in America is actually quite good.
The Donroe Doctrine, baby. Let's go. America is back. Dick Cheney is looking up at us smiling.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba is a...
Looked into, meaning you saw a tweet? Oh, it was actually an Instagram reel. Yeah, it was actually an Instagram reel, which is actually confirmed evidence. That is confirmed research, all right?
Communist dictatorship. Their days are numbered.
Trump, listen to me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other country. We are not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. We are done. This whole thing really put into...
Hey, listen, man, say what you want about Saudi Arabia. The Royal Rumble was great in Saudi Arabia. I'll say it, bro. They're trying to become a new entertainment capital of the world. Hey, if I got offered to be flown out to Saudi Arabia to play some fucking video games and I got paid a bag, hey, I would take that shit immediately. I, too, would go to Beastland in Saudi Arabia to make millions of dollars. Why the fuck would I not? That's just me, though. Hey, listen, man, if Saudi Arabia wants to give me money, I'll take it, bro, every day of the week.
Perspective. Just how weird it was that we were there like for 20 years. You mean we could have just been in and out in a few hours? I guess those poppy fields couldn't maintain themselves though. Anyway. Yeah, sorry.
That's crazy. I heard a bunch of leftists saying they were miserable, bro. What happened?
Excuse me, but did you forget to check in with Lilith, the barista from Bushwick, and see how she feels about this?
Trump said the United States will be running Venezuela! Woo! A colony! Woo! Imperialism! All for what? So a fucking multinational corporation can get profit!
You know what's funny is I basically said the exact same thing this person said, but I said it less loudly. She has a nose ring and I don't, so I'm right and she's wrong. End of story. I guess this is just what happens when you dismantle the soft power of things like USAID. We're no longer doing secret regime change operations behind the scenes. Now we're just straight up kidnapping other world leaders in the dead of night and just saying it's about oil, which honestly kind of makes me believe it's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel isn't behind this one, right?
Well, we'll ask Hassan. We'll see if Israel's behind this too.
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
Oh, God damn it. You know, people...
No way that slipped. No way, bro. That's crazy. No, that's actually nuts.
I have Israel derangement syndrome, but I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say shit like this.
Yep. No, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
What?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should
control the social media.
Yeah, should do that.
Try explaining that to someone without showing them the video.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I will say though, Twitter is a prime example of freedom of speech going out of fucking control. Like, community notes were great in theory until you realize that, like, brigading exists and people abuse the fuck out of that. Right now, the majority control the narrative, and I also think that's very fucking dangerous. I also think it's ridiculous where you can't hide users or, like, shadow ban users from your Twitter who are just straight up lying underneath every single post that you do. Like, straight up, bro. It's bad. Like, community notes were a great idea, but now everybody brigades them, so they mean nothing. Like, community notes mean fucking nothing anymore.
Go ahead. Yeah, there's a Jewish billionaire named Shlomo who wants to control the internet. Like, okay, man, you're in too deep. No more Instagram Reels for you. Anyway, you should have just...
Instagram Reels 100% made me racist. Can I get an amen?
Let us play video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the streets of New York City. But hey, leftists, just think of it this way. By bombing and kidnapping, instead of just doing the usual covert psyops, we saved maybe, what, $1 billion. $1 billion that could go to other, more important things, like defense contractor stock buybacks and empty Somalian daycares, apparently.
This is MAGA YouTuber Nick
That shit was
Shirley.
crazy.
Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
Dude, the worst thing was that libs on Twitter were like, well, why is he going into a daycare with a camera? I don't know, to maybe expose like a fucking $1 trillion fucking scam that was taking money away from Americans. Like, probably that's why. You know what I mean? Like, can we just fucking think with our brains for 2 seconds?
Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre, to say the
Glorious.
least. The funniest part had to be when the infamous Luring Center claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our
Oh
book.
my God.
This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed to prove we are a legit operation. Please ignore my suspicious exact
My dog ate my homework, teacher.
paperwork we need to prove we are a legit operation-shaped belly. Listen, no hate to the Somalians, but when my family came here 100 years ago, we did organized crime the right way. We would have had Tim Walls and cement shoes at the bottom of Lake Superior. This is just sad. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is going to want to support government programs if they think it's all going to like this. If you want people to support a welfare state, you have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen, it's already hard enough to convince a right-wing audience that there's more to leftism than Reddit and butt sex. Now I have to convince them the wealth redistribution I advocate for isn't all going to Somalian welfare pirates. Thanks. That money should be spent on more important things like New Gaza. That's right, the World Economic Forum and Jared Kushner are proud to present New Gaza. Yes, the demolition project is finally complete, folks. Time to build a Sweet Green and a f***ing Deloitte branch on top of the bodies of thousands of dead children. Hell is not hot enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hell is not hot enough. Anyway, because of all this fraud stuff, Tim Walls is stepping down, which is sad to see because he has to be one of my favorite characters in modern America lore. The first white male DEI hire, the last white dude for Kamala Harris, a dying breed. But hey, maybe this marks an official end to the Kamala Harris era, and we can move on and focus on rebuilding the Democratic Party to something more.
Harris stepping toward another.
It's actually crazy how the first 2 female president candidates were so fucking bad that Donald Trump beat him twice. Like, bro really is the woman slayer. You know, I actually have a feeling that if Donald Trump went up against like men, he probably wouldn't have won. But Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton were so fucking retarded that he got into office twice. So, bing, 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 bong.
White House run.
Good for him, man.
No.
Dude, I can't wait for Donald Trump's 3rd term. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen. Dude, I can't even imagine America without Donald Trump being the president anymore. Cause he's like, dude, for the past 12 years, it's just been Trump derangement syndrome. Trump. That's all anybody ever talks about. You mean his 4th? You're right. Sorry, you're 4th. You're right.
Oh no, we are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party is like an old friend addicted to heroin or something.
He can't. He's going to change the Constitution, guys.
You want to help them, you do
And he's going to convince you all that it's a good idea. Yeah, just like Obama's 3rd term with Biden.
everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid things and hurting themselves. But you just can't give up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better. You know deep down, they could be how they used to be. But
oh, and there's also Tectone derangement syndrome. Guys, I'll be real. I could go to a burning orphanage and extinguish the fire and save all the children, and people would complain that I wasted too much water. Right? There's no pleasing these people. It doesn't matter what I do. Doesn't matter what I say. I just realize that no matter what happens, these people are going to consider me Adolf Hitler the entire fucking time. It's the truth.
But it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them.
Hashtag free Tectone.
Just forget them. It's not worth it. Come hang out with us instead. But those friends are on crack. Those friends are on crack cocaine. But
the problem I have with Trump taking Maduro is that he gave power to Maduro's VP. Same effect as arresting some kid selling drugs in a street corner. Nothing's going to change. Fear is not enough. Yeah, you're probably right.
this Minneapolis Minneapolis fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats. People aren't just gonna forget about this, and an ICE officer just shot a woman in the face in Minneapolis.
You can hear the agents tell the woman to get out of the car and approach the SUV.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, guys. If you don't want to get shot by officials, maybe we don't try hitting them with our car. That's just my opinion. When an officer gives you an order to not move, maybe you just don't move. I think you're a lot safer around police if you don't resist them and if you don't attack them. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion.
The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired, the car crashing.
As I was writing this video, an innocent woman was picking her kids. And
guys, I said this yesterday, I'll say it again. I don't enjoy seeing American blood on American soil. I don't. Even though the lady was a complete dumbass, I wish she was still alive with us here today, and I wish she just complied and got out of the vehicle. I don't like celebrating the deaths of people. I truly don't. I think it's sad every time. Charlie Kirk was depressing. Irina Zarutska was depressing. Fucking Alex Preddy was depressing. I mean, obviously there's a difference because Charlie and Irina were doing nothing and Alex and this other chick were, being retarded, but I'm still not going to celebrate a death because it's fucked up, man. It is. However, I understand that officers need to do what they need to do, but I wish people would just stop being fucking retarded so there'd be less deaths here for no reason. It's just my opinion.
Up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. Or an angry protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense. Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Depends on how you voted, apparently.
Depends on what footage you've seen. The first footage or the body cam footage, because the body cam footage has been destroying narratives for years.
The way I see it, this woman was not trying to hit him. She was not trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse.
This guy had half a second, maybe 0.1 second to realize, oh shit, I'm getting run over. Like, yeah, unfortunately, this guy's not Ultra Instinct Goku and did what any other officer would have done when he sees someone to try to run them over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is dangerous as fuck.
Right now I'm seeing is just in hindsight.
And not to mention, like, the officer got fucking nailed and has internal bleeding and was in the hospital. Like, just literally just check the body cam footage.
Just in hindsight that, and it's easy for us to say.
And not to mention that officer had already been hit by a previous time, so obviously the fear is already there, If everything was handled perfectly every time, things would be great, but the reality is we don't live in a perfect world.
In hindsight, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him.
Exactly.
This has been one of the most insane political Rorschach tests I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
It really all comes down to how you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police, they want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real unbiased conversation with those people. Because why the f should a protester respect ICE in the first place? And many, not all, conservatives tend to be complete and utter f***ing bootlickers, completely unable to criticize anything the police do.
I think the problem is whether you're far left or you're far right, I think you're just kind of an idiot, right? You have to be able to call it down the middle every single time. Every single situation is always going to be some type of shade of gray, but is it lighter or darker? Well, that's what the body cam footage is going to show. You see what I'm saying? You can't always agree. You can't always disagree. You just have to see the facts and call it down the middle. You have to. Otherwise, we're going to go into fucking chaos again.
Can do no wrong. Don't tread on me becomes tread harder, daddy, real fast. This is extremely aggravating discourse, and you should be questioning anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way and can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are seeing.
Yeah.
The first episode of my old Hellworld series was actually all about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent protesters. I was a little more ACAB-y back then. I was a little more libbed the f*** out back then. But hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Long Island in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 4 years.
I think, and here's my opinion, let me know if you guys agree. I think the majority of people in this world were a lot more left-wing pilled 8 to 9 years ago. But the left is pushing and pushing and pushing it so far left now, where the barrier was, that people who were the left are now on the right. because the left is becoming so extreme. You know, like people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, just as an example. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. And I feel the reason why right-wing culture has become a lot more popular lately is because, well, people realize that having, you know, good values as a human being isn't really so crazy after all, and wanting to conserve the nation for what it is rather than trying to make everything new, and we have to be accepting of everything. Because, yeah, it does sound really good on the surface, but sometimes rules and laws are important to have. Regulations are important to have. It's kind of like this. This is how I see right-wing and left-wing people. Left-wingers currently are kind of like the really cool mom that gives you whatever you want and spoils you and says you can be whatever you want to be. And the right wing is kind of like the strict dad that really loves you but has to tell you no every now and then because no, you can't eat candy, you're getting fat, or no, you can't go out late because you're going to fail school. And it's kind of like telling you what you need to hear versus telling you what you want to hear. And I feel like, as always, to have a perfect childhood, you need a bit of both. Right? You do need a bit of both to have a functioning child. So that's kind of like where the discourse has, where like if you have all strict all the time, it's rough. Where you have do whatever you want to do all the time, it's how you end up getting furries. And that's why you got to find a nice middle ground to really balance things out.
The police are a taxpayer-funded HR department for structural violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. Yeah, we need more police. Police are good. Police are great.
Yep. Give
the police more guns. More guns. Give them more guns. Tanks even. Yep. My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right, and we can't just go around labeling protesters domestic terrorists.
Sure.
That is an insane, slippery slope. And if you support that, I promise you will come back to bite you in the ass.
And I will say, I haven't seen anybody labeling protesters as domestic terrorists. I just see people saying protesters breaking government property, throwing bricks on police officers, setting fires to government vehicles, trespassing government property. Those are who are being called domestic terrorists, but that's just me. If you want to go there and raise a sign, do your fucking thing. I don't really care. But it's when people start getting violent where I say, okay, we're crossing a line.
So good luck in 2028 when President...
Because then they become domestic protesters and now they're just fucking rioters.
Newsom knocks you up. Whoa, knocks you up. Whoa, what's going on here? Good luck in 2028 when President Newsom locks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization or whatever the f it is Democrats do. What do they do? Nothing. They do nothing. I don't know. I left this joke blank. Something pronouns. Like, God forbid the state ever turns me into Swiss cheese and the president's like, she was a radical leftist.
I can't believe people actually thought that people were going to go into the real world and say, hello, what do you identify as? Okay, here are my pronouns. I go by Z Zip Zap. Okay, what may I refer to you as? Okay, now that we have our pronouns out of the way, let's commence communication. No one was ever going to do that, okay? No one's ever going to fucking do that, okay? We can live in a fucking fantasy land or we can live in reality. No one was ever going to do that on Earth.
Lunatic. The people called her Kami Mommy. Can you believe that, folks? Kami Mommy. Sad. And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it. And then when people were like, what the fuck? They were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we got one of your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna keep killing each other back and forth? Is that what this is now? Like some kind of civil war? Who gets me in the national divorce?
It actually is fucked up how like we're like going tit for tat for who's getting assassinated, who's getting killed next. And, you know, when a left-winger dies, the alt-right cheer. When the fucking right-winger dies, the fucking alt-left fucking cheer. It's like, oh my God. Can we just agree that people getting assassinated and killed on the streets is just not a fucking good thing? It sucks.
Oh yeah, 2 Christmases. Like, you agreed with me when I was upset about the reactions people had about Charlie Kirk, and then you're over here like, boo-hoo, she was a stupid libtard. Honestly, some of you just don't have morals. You have, like, temporary weapons you can use to bludgeon people you don't like when you have the chance. You and all the people who mock Charlie Kirk are all going in the pit, and you can come out when you learn how to be normal. In my opinion, a lot of focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important, and like, we're not doing that. It's kind of interesting that the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but like, apparently hasn't made any like real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration. Dragging Jose out of Home Depot might work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right? Well, Palantir, the company named after the evil crystal ball in Lord of the Rings, right, is apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dossier on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a private Silicon Valley tech company's algorithm deciding who gets disappeared. Every single surveillance tool starts by simply protecting us. It's only gonna affect the baddies. But who are the baddies? Today it's illegal immigrants, tomorrow it's furries, next week it's people who are into feet, and before you know it, it's fans of VTubers. You know,
is that not crazy how that's how the pipeline goes? I'm sorry, guys. Like, you know, like VTubers are great, guys. But at a certain point, you know what? I'm not ready to get into this conversation yet. I'll get into that later.
On second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing border security, something every developed country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't. Build a wall? Hitler. Deport illegal immigrants? Hitler. Just kick out the criminal ones at least? Hitler. Like, there's no other option besides open borders that is acceptable to some people, and I don't get that. What I do get, however, is that people don't want to live under a Palantir police state, where people can't even—
I do find it is ridiculous how many white women are dying to save, like, illegal pedophile rapists in this country. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's just get the criminals out, guys. It's really not that big of a deal, okay?
Film
really
ICE
not.
agents
I promise you
without
the
getting
country will
put
be
on
better.
some kind of fucking list. I feel like there has to be some kind of normal, sane option besides total free-for-all globo-homo versus Peter Thiel nightmare tech bro dystopia. Like, how is it not possible to just, like, be normal, be normal, be normal, be normal. But hey, it's cool the DHS created a portal where you can see all the people they have been deporting. One guy was deported back to Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore. We sent that motherfucker back in time. Listen,
Wait,
what happened
really?
to Renee Good was a tragedy.
Wait, what the fuck happened to Yugoslavia? I've never heard of this. Is there like Earth lore that I haven't heard of? Did somebody send a bomb to Yugoslavia? War happened? NATO destroyed it. Oh, the U.S. happened? Uh-oh. Okay, well, shit, I don't know that. Okay, maybe I do need to do a little bit of history. Okay. Uh-oh, bro, being American? Hey, man, I'll be real. If it ain't happening in America, I don't care. Anyways.
It's terrible, but hopefully nothing like this ever happens again. And another person was shot by ICE in Minneapolis.
According to a preliminary Department of Homeland Security report, 2 Border Patrol agents discharged their weapons, seen here in graphic cell phone video captured by eyewitnesses. 10 shots fired off in total in just seconds. Preddy pronounced dead on the scene.
To be absolutely clear, stuff is still coming out about this as I am filming. Literally, as I am filming, this happened. You know, there's no body cam footage yet, so I could be totally wrong. Totally possible, totally possible. However, first impressions of watching the video at multiple angles, multiple times, yeah, I think they just fucking murdered that guy. It looks like they took his gun and then shot him. Like 10 officers come over to him, wrestle him to the ground, the agent disarms him, take his gun, they yell gun, 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 and then they shoot him several times in the back. More information can come out, but the compulsive bootleg—
There's been a lot of body cam footage coming out of Alex Preddy, like, kicking government vehicles, breaking off taillights, spinning on officers, and there's still body cam footage coming out today.
I have been seeing has been fucking insane.
Why does a nurse feel compelled to go confront ICE armed with a 9mm handgun?
Only one person could have prevented this from happening, and it's Alex Preddy.
Yeah, who goes to a protest and brings a gun? Look, if the government can take a firearm from you and then kill you because you had a firearm, then nobody actually has a right to own a firearm. If that is how it works, then there's actually no such thing as the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment does not exist. I feel like some people genuinely just forget that police are just people. ICE officers are just people. They're literally just people who work for the government like anyone else. They're DMV employees with guns. They can be stupid. They can be bad. They can make mistakes. Like, I don't know what it is about some people. Like, once someone has a badge, it's like, that person is just a perfect angel and cannot be criticized at all. You're telling me all I have to do to get you fucking people to listen to me is to dress like this? Alright, fair enough. Stop gooning. None of this would have happened.
What the fuck's going on here? Why the fuck did that just happen? Okay. Alright. Like, that one was for Tectone? Absolutely not. Okay? I'm no longer a gooner, guys. Okay, I've grown. I will say, if you're gonna be armed at a protest, I think that's completely fine. But I think if you're gonna be armed at a protest and you're gonna harass officers, I don't think that's a good idea. I just truly don't.
If ICE agents were being trained better instead of being rushed through the system with little to no training, and if Minnesota just worked alongside ICE to make sure they were doing this in a safe and more effective way instead of just egging on a fucking jihad against them. Also, if ICE's goal is to round up pedophiles and fraudsters, I hear there's a pretty big list of pedophiles and fraudsters that need to be rounded up. Unfortunately, we'll never fucking get to see it. I'm trying to make this video somewhat funny and
Dude, I want to go over the Epstein files so bad, bro. This shit is crazy.
Entertaining, but I'm not gonna lie, this is really bleak. Is America okay? Can we please go one single day without living through a major historical event, please?
No, and the problem is that America is so horny to find the next pedophile, rapist, criminal that's in the government or in the fucking entertainment industry, that now if there's even a slight red flag or any smoke, the entire planet is going to cut them off and set them on fire and say, oh, this guy's a pedophile, murderer, terrorist, zombie. To where now a lot of people are getting caught in the crossfire. It's bad, bro. The world has gone insane. Nobody cares about facts anymore. They just care about how they feel off of one video. It's so bad.
And a bunch of new Epstein files just dropped.
3 million.
Great. We're going to war with Iran soon, aren't we? Where was I? This just says Mr. Beast tendies. What? Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying.
Honestly can't tell the difference. What the heck?
I'm not eating that shit. I'm never eating that shit. Absolutely fucking not. I don't care what the scientists say. I don't care what the health experts say. They're lying. They're fucking lying. It is not good for you. Do not put that shit in your body. There's no fucking way that's going to be ready for hundreds of years. Fuck no. Have y'all seen what McDonald's chicken nuggets are made out of? Fuck no.
I will not live in a pod. I will not eat the Antichrist lab-grown chicken tendies. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I am not on my Vyvanse today, folks. I forgot to take my normal pills. It wasn't long before the race hustlers took advantage of the terrible Renee Good situation in Minneapolis.
Say Her Name is a movement started by Black women, for Black women specifically, and it's not appropriate to use.
I really hate to be that guy, but you can just tell the type of person Renee Good was. But I mean, guys, I hate to be that guy to point it out, but is anybody surprised that the woman that looks like this turned out to be a fucking dumb bitch? I'm sorry. I mean, really, it's tragic that she died. But come on. I mean, if you just look at her, you know that she was going to do some dumb shit. That's just me, though. Anyways.
Use in regards to Renee Good.
She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be Say Her Name. Say Her Name is reserved for Black women.
This is not for any other race. Simple as that.
Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women.
Say Her Name is for Black women.
It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why do you think? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why. That's called white guilt, honey.
There's something I want to say, but I don't think the internet's ready to hear it right now. You know, there is. There is something that I want to say that I don't think the internet is ready to hear right now. Listen, man, I'm just saying there is so many Black RPers on TikTok and Instagram Reel that grew up with a loving family, having great internet, right? Sipping their fucking Starbucks coffee with their dyed hair and their fucking Gucci bags, and they're acting like they're fresh off the boat. I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on. Come on. What are we doing here, man? Let's just fucking relax, bro. A woman died, but they're not Black, so now we don't care. What the fuck are we saying, man? What the fuck are we saying?
It's the white guilt you're feeling. It's amazing. You could literally be killed by the state for the cause. And these fucking people will still disgrace you for the curse of being born.
If I was a Black person who actually went through some real shit and some real issues on a day-to-day basis, and I saw these fucking Fruit Loops doing stolen valor, acting like their life was hard at all, oh man, there would be a goddamn civil war, you know? Fuck that, bro. Because the thing is, guys, there are Black people, there are races who absolutely get discriminated on every single fucking day, absolutely. But Some of these motherfuckers who have experienced none of that in their life, I don't know, man. We need to get off our high horse, okay? We need to relax.
Caucasian. This is very woke.
Trust me, even as a white man, okay? Even I have experienced racism on a very frequent basis, very frequently. You know, I grew up in a lot of the hoods, the fucking slums, the fucking Mexican towns, a lot of the black towns. And yeah, I've been called a cracker pretty much for a large section of my life. Right? You know, hey, man. And the other problem is, let's just call a spade, okay? Okay, let's be real. Hold up. This guy walks into a fucking bar wearing his fucking wife beater with this unkempt beard with these fucking Nordic tattoos all over his entire body. I look like a fucking criminal. Right? Let's just be completely honest. I look like a fucking criminal. Right? So I understand when people probably look at me some type of way. Right? I totally get it. But, you know, I understand that's the way that I'm presenting myself. And maybe it was a bad idea, but it is what I probably need a face tattoo that I complete the entire look. Anyways, moving on.
1.0. I thought it was dark woke time.
Everybody forgetting when they're good. She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
What the fuck?
She has achieved the highest honor a white person can achieve. Race traitor.
What?
And this type of psychotic rhetoric seems to be working because like 70% of the videos I see of people like trying to disrupt ICE has been white women. White women literally throwing themselves
suicidal empathy
at armed officers like lemmings off a fucking cliff for street tacos. What the
insane.
hell is going on with white women? Who will save the white race?
Ah yes, Hitler's strongest soldiers. A Mexican, a Dominican, a black guy, and a looksmaxer.
That looksmaxer is...
Okay, I'm gonna say something. People aren't gonna like me for saying this. Nah, I'm not gonna say it.
none other than clavicular.
I'm like a very simple guy. I'm a very simple guy. I'm a very straightforward guy. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. I don't really care what you say or what you do. As long as you're nice to me, I'm always down to talk. Hey, man, I've been talked to by Myron and Sneeko, and they were both super nice to me. There was actually, I was invited to go on a podcast with Myron a couple of months ago, actually, which I would be down to talk to anybody about anything. You know what I mean? Because I think that's fun. I do. I'm pretty much down to talk to anybody and everybody, you know? As long as you're nice to me, you're all good. I'm not going to support everything that you say, but I'm always down to talk to anybody about anything. Asma said the same thing about Sneeko. Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest.
Clavicular is a Gen Z influencer and live streamer who got his start within the niche red pill communities and has recently...
Although, I would like to say I really want to talk to Sneeko. Mainly because Ms. Kiff was begging him for a collab, and so I think it would be hilarious if I did that first. I think that would be so funny.
Blown up to mainstream popularity, especially in right-wing circles. His main...
Dude, Clavicular hitting that guy with that car was so fucking based. Can we all talk about that? Like, can we all talk about that? Like, bro, him getting that Cybertruck and hitting that motherfucker is the reason why I own a Tesla right now. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit was hilarious.
Claim to fame is looksmaxing. Looksmaxing, for those of you who are employed, is...
Looksmaxing is a term for aggressively maximizing one's physical attractiveness through routines like skincare, facial exercises, mewing, fitness, and sometimes extreme cosmetic procedures. Originating in online incel forums but popularized on TikTok, focusing on enhancing features like jawline and bone structure.
I personally think
I've tried it before, bro. It's too much work. I pass.
It's interesting to see men adopting the insane beauty rituals that women have been doing for decades. But now that a man is doing it, it's seen as psychopathic or gay. A woman will literally spend thousands of dollars.
It is a little gay, I'm not gonna lie.
On hair, makeup, skincare, peptides, plastic surgery, fillers, Botox, red light therapy, moon water, and we just call her Stacey. But a man does it, and we call him Patrick Bateman. A woman reshapes her entire face with makeup? Normal. A man reshapes his jawline with makeup? Gay. A woman wears a push-up bra to make her tits look bigger? Empowering. A man shoves socks in his shoes to make himself taller? A liar. A woman gets lip filler? Typical. A man smashes his face with a hammer to make his jaw swell up? Okay, yeah, that one's a little insane. One of the looksmaxing tips some young men are apparently doing is...
I will say, and I don't know if anybody knows, I like my grizzled ugliness. I don't know. It makes me feel human knowing that like I'm going to get old, and everybody knows I'm going to get old, and I'm not fighting the process of me getting old. I like it. I like looking old. I don't know why, but maybe I'm coping, but like I think the natural aging process of men is fucking awesome. You know, we all turn to the fucking like Neanderthal looking cavemen. I think it's sick as fuck. And same thing with being bald. It's like, all right, well, it's going to happen eventually. Might as well just fucking get it over with. I just don't care. I like it. Now, if I was like a fucking scrawny pussy, you probably wouldn't look too good. But that's why I like, you know, get into the gym, pick up big boulder, put down rock, hair fall out, it okay. I strong. That's all I really care about, right? It is what it is. I'm not going to, you know, get my fucking, I almost said a word that sounded like a really bad word. Another word for underwear that British people say. I'm not going to be too stressed about it.
It's called bone smashing, where they take a hard object, usually a hammer, and smash the bone.
I'm looking forward to getting gray hair. Like, I think it'll be awesome.
In their face to make their face temporarily swell up and allegedly give them that Chad jawline. Honestly, don't knock it till you try it. Here we go.
Why is she goon baiting so much? Like, can we just relax? Can we stop with this goon baiting?
Perfect. So that concludes this episode of the Hell World Report. If you liked it, please subscribe and consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. It helps.
I thought that was fucking awesome. Maybe I'm going to go donate to patreon.com/chew-on-head. Amazing videos every fucking time. Boys, go like, comment, and subscribe to that video. And is America okay? The answer is no. We're fucked. But hopefully, save us, Donald Trump. Get us out of this shit. We'll see. Great video. See you in the next one.